Hello and welcome to Transitional Artists. And today we're going to talk about the use of art supplies and how is the information about fossil fuels and climate change changing the way you look at your art supplies, and is that changing the way you make art? And for instance, we have, everybody knows that oil paints are made out of oil, but we also have acrylic paints, which they're also made out of oil. They're polymers mixed with coloring, and they're plastic, and plastics are made out of oil. And then you have your paint brushes, like this one has plastic bristles, and you can just feel that. And this one, even though it's natural fiber bristles, the handle is made out of plastic. And this little metal connector here, that's probably some sort of an alloy of metal and plastic mixed together, if it's not entirely plastic, painted silver, shiny silver. And the handle on this one is a wood-like substance, and I'm sure you know what I mean, where a lot of these woods today are just wood chips mixed in with plastics to make them hard. And and then you have your erasers and your pencils and even little things like this. This is a plastic eraser. And a pencil, the casing on it is again probably some sort of a wood and plastic mix. And of course it's painted with acrylic paint. And you can go on and on like that. And this extends into music, where people are using electronic keyboards. These are using up fossil fuels, speakers, electric guitars, into dance and theater, where the costuming is made from polyesters and the makeup is made from all sorts of acrylic paints. And so what happens then, once you take in the information about CO2 emissions and fossil fuels and climate change, is that as an artist, your art supplies are affecting the expression that you're trying to make. And so with that in mind, I did a lot of interviews a couple of years ago with a bunch of eco artists and land artists. And if you don't know what that is, just go online and type in eco artist or land artist, and you'll find lots and lots of stuff on there. But what they're doing is they have already questioned their use of art supplies and how they affect the environment and how they're using fossil fuels. And they have moved to using other supplies that are less damaging. And that's in various degrees, of course. But of course, we're talking about transitional artists. And that means that everybody's going to be in a different place with this, but the general movement is going into a particular direction. So anyway, you have people like working with tree branches or rocks, creating beautiful sculptures out of just stacking rocks. And a lot of these things are very fragile and they don't last very long, so you're not getting archival gallery work that's going to last thousands of years. This is something that's only meant to be momentary. But they can be incredibly beautiful, and again, the use of the materials is affecting the expression in the end, and that's what I like about it. And I would love to hear if you're doing anything like this, if you have changed your art supplies, or if you're a musician, if you've looked at the materials you're using to create your work, and if you've changed that, or even if you're writing songs about what's going on right now with climate change and fossil fuels. I'd love to hear that. And in the theater, have you changed the use of your makeups, knowing that these makeups are made from chemicals and that the costuming is made from fossil fuels? Have you changed anything in the use of your materials or in the writing of the plays that reflect where we are today? And so that's what I would like to talk about on this YouTube channel, and I would love to hear if you're doing anything like that. Please feel free to comment and tell me what you're up to and what kind of art supplies you're using. And if you get what I'm saying, you know, like if you're using fossil fuels to make a piece of art, like this is an old, what I consider old style art, because it's no longer really functional as an expression. As, you know, as pretty as it may be, the use of the paints to make it immediately affect the expression of the painting. And so that's where we are with galleries and art fairs and all of this stuff. It's sort of reached this apex where now we have to go somewhere else. And it's imperative that artists take the lead of this. Artists, scientists, and civic leaders have to take the lead in this, which they've always done in culture. And so that's what this YouTube channel is about. Subscribe, and I'll talk to you later.